That was
Hi,
pretty.
Robin. The streets have been waiting to hear from you for a minute. So I'm glad we got you on here.
Yeah,
Okay, I have a
sure
lot
y'all
to ask
do.
you. I have a lot to ask you, so we'll take it from the top. Um,
Okay.
First of all, how did you feel when you were contacted to play? What were you kind of thinking?
Uh, I don't know. I was excited. The org was coming back. I don't know. I had two really fun seasons with this, so I just thought, hell, why not do another one?
All right, and you come into the house. Were you thinking you were going to be, well, I'm not sure if you knew, but were you thinking you were going to be the only veteran, or did you think like what did you kind of think the season was about to be?
I was expecting half vets and like half newbies. Obviously, I was a little off. But it really, yeah. But honestly, like having four vets really reminds me of Big Brother 13. Yeah, Big Brother 13. Um, yeah, it's giving me those vibes. But yeah, I was really only expecting like half of the cast to be veterans at most.
Okay, well, it ends up being just the four of you. And how do you feel about, your competition that entered with Hex, Flynn, Z's? What were you thinking?
Uh, so Zeev, I can't remember anything about Zeev. That is just like a huge blank spot, and I honestly should probably check the wiki or something. But I have like no idea about Zeev. Um, Vlen, we were on opposite sides both time we played, except I guess in BBD3 it was kind of weird. We kind of randomly ended up on the same side sometimes, and then I don't know, it was kind of chaotic, I guess. But definitely not in All Stars. And then Hex and I remember us like really hating each other on All Stars. I think that's just because we were never working together, and there was that whole chaos with like her getting voted out and Ryan. So I was not very content. I was not very optimistic about my chances of working with the other vets or anything. Although I guess it could be worse. I think like after this vote, if I can do some damage control, maybe I won't. Or maybe I'll be able to build something further with like Glenn and Hex. Maybe even Zeev. Yeah, that's about all I can think of for the vets, though.
Okay, just to clarify, Zeus is Walker, and he calls himself Zeus now, right?
Of course, I knew that. Of
Okay,
course, of
just
course, I knew that. I definitely didn't just learn that. I definitely did
I'm
not
crying.
just learn that. Wow. Uh. Oh my god. Oh,
Uh,
I'm so fucking stupid.
Thought I should let you
Oh.
in.
Oh my god. Okay. I. Yep. I fully understand that now.
Okay,
Oh my god.
so you have your how you feel with the veterans. So how did you feel with the new players coming into the house? Who were you really bonding with? Who were you not?
Um. Like Ari used to be my co-host, so I was like pretty excited to play with her. I've seen Swan play before, and everyone else was just a huge question mark for me. Um, Out of them, I really like Dre and Hunter. Obviously, they're pretty cool. I would say I have a lot of neutral feelings on everyone. Um, it's like Leia, Kathy. Who else? Yeah, Leia and Kathy. I'm kind of just neutral on. Clash, I don't like. Kind of, he's a little too chaotic for me. Danielle, I hate that I have to work with her. because I feel like she's gonna get into an argument with someone and just like spill her entire game to like make a point, and I'll be in that spill. So she's like my reluctant ally at this point, I guess. Who else? Oh yeah, Nathan. Nathan is also too chaotic for my liking. So that's about how I feel with all the newbies right now, especially after that chaotic as hell first cycle there. God, that was so
All
much
right,
chaos.
interesting. So, the first round of auditions were announced, and that twist occurs, and you end up being in second place with 18 tokens, and Hex wins with 60 tokens, and Clash gets the punishment, and Danielle gets 2 tokens. And just how are you feeling with that whole results of how all of that ended up?
It was really fun getting Clash punished. Um, Although I guess in the end of everything, it didn't actually change that much. But it was my one victory last cycle. I don't know how I got second. I don't know how I got so many tokens because I didn't ask anyone but Vlyn to give me some, if I'm remembering right. So I'm not sure where the other 13 came from. Um, and then in regards to Hex getting all of those, I'm surprised she got more than what our group gave her because I remember if I was doing the math, I think she got like 10 more than she should have. But I don't really think it's that big of a deal or anything. I mean, it basically turned out how I expected, although I guess I wasn't expecting myself to get so high up, which was definitely a little worrisome when it happened because I don't want to stand out, and that definitely made me stand out a good bit. And now I'm absolutely standing out even more. So yeah, but it's a really fun twist. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it this round. I feel like I need to give someone a coin again to screw them over, but at the same time, considering just doing something friggin' crazy and going like all in on on my tokens and seeing if anything good might come from that. But yeah, I think it's a fun twist, and I'm hoping to do something cool with it this cycle. Maybe. Not sure who I'd set up this time.
All right, interesting. So Dre wins the first HOH, and puts up High and Clash. And how did you feel about that?
It felt great because I hadn't talked much with Clash. I hadn't talked much with Ty. And I think at that initial point, I was kind of like, well, I mean, Clash can stay because Ty's kind of quiet. And then obviously Clash went on his little tirade. And as the person in the alliance with Danielle, it actually made me freak out a good bit. So yeah, I was feeling pretty good about the noms initially.
All right, cool. So Nathan wins the veto, chooses not to use it, and noms stay the same. Um, so it's clear you had a really strong preference for Clash leaving. Can you explain kind of why it was very important for you that Clash left?
Um, well, that's a great question because originally it was just because like he was throwing out that Danielle had that pregame alliance, or I think he said pregame. I don't know why he said pregame, but he said Danielle had that alliance, and as the person that was actually in her little alliance, that maybe kind of freaked the hell out on him. But then after a point, it just sort of became I wanted Clash out, like sort of tunnel vision. Um, and then when my tunnel vision got challenged, we had that little fight in the Clash's Angels alliance there. Um, so I'm not sure when the point changed from like me wanting to get Clash out became really irrational because I definitely, at least I think in retrospect, and I don't think anyone will disagree with me actually, but uh, I definitely was trying too hard to die on that hill. Um, so yeah, that was sort of my initial reasoning. And then after a while, it just sort of devolved into like my blind targeting of him.
All right. So kind of walk us through what was going on from your perspective. So did you really not feel tides in the house turning until really the blow up in the alliance?
Uh, no, I didn't feel anything last night, and then I was at work all day today. So like, I get off, I'm like resting in bed, and then I get that message from friggin' Swan, and that's when everything sort of fell into place. And then it started. I think what really made me mad was like the obviousness of. I don't know. In hindsight, I feel like it should have been obvious. It's like there's a lot of people that seemed on the fence to begin with, and then just Swan sending me that message. I think was like the first moment where it all sort of clicked for me, and now it's like a lot more obvious in hindsight. Especially when Ty didn't even friggin' campaign. Like I went into Ty's like one on one. I was like, Ty, have you campaigned? And they said yes. And then it became really obvious they hadn't campaigned that much. Um, so I think that was just bad decision after bad decision on on my part. But the original question, what was the question again? I think I got way too sidetracked there.
I mean, yeah, I was really just asking if you yeah, were caught off guard by Swan approaching you about the vote changing at the
Yeah,
last second.
yeah, that caught me
Okay.
off guard. It shouldn't have, and it makes sense in hindsight what led up to it. But yeah, it totally caught me off guard.
Okay. And obviously you have the very big blow up in that alliance, and you, Hunter, Dre, go off to form your own little alliance there and kind of like talk to us about the fight and the fallout and like how you feel, how what you feel you have to do to help your game moving forward.
So there's so I really think I just need to like overwhelmingly like throw myself at everyone as like a potential pawn or ally or something just to get myself on some people's good sides because I have like no doubt in my mind that Swan or maybe Ari or even well maybe not Flynn. I don't know if he's been on enough today to spread it, but I know definitely someone has been spreading like and hell even I was walking around telling people I was voting out Clash. So he's got to know at this point. So whenever he gets online, I'm going to just like wait until he's in like a good mood or he's willing to talk and just like come clean with him. Because I don't really think anymore that there's any point in targeting Clash, especially now that it's clear he really doesn't actually know anything about that alliance. Um, so yeah, I think I'm going to keep working with Dre and Hunter. Definitely work with Danielle and just pray she doesn't do anything like what she did with Clash. Um, and then just beg and plead and barter with everyone else. I'm really hoping Nathan doesn't remember that I promised him that I promised him tokens. He probably does. I'm probably gonna have to pay that debt. Um, so yeah, that's what I see for my game going forward, especially after that blow up earlier. Like, that was not my finest moment.
All right, interesting. So in these multiple alliances that you are, so which ones to you do you feel are real alliances for you at this point? Like,
Uh, Dre and Hunter, and only Dre and Hunter. Like, I have no idea who else I can trust. Like, Swan is such a good player that even if he's not trying to take me out now, he's definitely got like a little list somewhere where I'm coming up sooner rather than later. Ari, I want to trust her. I want to trust her and Glenn. And I kind of, and I wish, and I guess I hope the Classers Angels Alliance like does something. And if there is a problem with it, I think I'm the person who's going to get kicked out of that because I'm the one that exploded. But I'm gonna trust Dre and Hunter right now, and pretend to, but not actually trust anyone until I can like actually see that I'm making grounds with people. Because I feel like my little explosion definitely put me in Swan's sights, and probably Ari. Um, so yeah, basically just keeping everyone at arm's length, pretending to trust them, and then actually trusting Hunter and Dre, and probably Danielle. More so trusting her not to betray me on purpose, but I feel like she might accidentally reveal shit, which she just did like 15 minutes ago by telling me her score. So maybe I shouldn't place much trust in her to be good for my game.
Okay. So, walk us through kind of like you're doing the argument and you draw kind of lines in the sand that you're supposed to be my ally, you're supposed to be Dre's ally, you're supposed to be Hunter's ally, etc. But you ultimately do, choose to evict Clash. And I saw you kind of like we're pushing Danielle, like we're out of the votes. You need to vote. You need to evict Clash. Telling Hunter you need to evict Clash. So what kind of made you ultimately decide everyone needed to like unanimously get together to evict Clash?
Um, it just seemed like a losing
Oh,
battle.
sorry, evict. Hi, my bad.
I didn't even notice. It just seemed like a losing battle at that point. At that point, like I had exploded, and I could either double down or I could back off. So I just decided to go into damage control mode and back off. And I'm really hoping that was the right choice because I still stand by everything I said to Swan and Ari because they're definitely they're either just like entirely like secretly against uh Dre, Hunter, and I guess by extension Danielle, or they're trying to play the middle. And knowing those two, it's probably them trying to play the middle, and they just were trying to appease the most people they could. Um, so yeah, fuck, I had a thought. I was bleeding somewhere with that. I had a point.
Please. Well, you can say it
I
if it comes to mind.
okay, I will. That's about all I can think to say on that question. Then, if the point
But
comes back, I'll scream about it in my DR or something.
all right. So going into this next HOH, do you feel like you're gunning for it? And what do you feel like would be best case scenarios for you? What do you feel like would be worst case scenarios for you?
My best case scenario is Danielle winning because I genuinely think if I get on like the same page as Dre, we could get her to do whatever we wanted. That might be a horrific read, but I don't know. I think she trusts me. I think she trusts Dre, and I definitely think that I could play a little puppet master there because she seemed to follow me along pretty well today. But also, I might literally just be. It might just be that like her linking that alliance to Clash is just like maybe think she's a worse player than she is. Because I played this cycle so fucking badly that I don't think I can call anyone bad at this point actually. Um, but I think I have enough sway with Danielle that maybe I can put a target in her mind. As for who that target is, I've got zero idea. Um, my emotions tell me that getting Ari and Swan put up would be amusing, but also that's probably not actually good for me. And Ari probably actually wants to work with me to a certain degree, so I'm not sure what I would try to do there. Hunter winning HOH would also be good because I think I think he's just going to take like a straight shot, and he's really going to listen to, or I guess he's going to like listen and like kind of understand whatever Dre and I not understand. What's the right word here? I think he would value what Dre and I said if we had like a discussion over nominations and stuff. And plus, I feel like I'd be kept off the block. And right now, I've slipped into my BBD3 mindset of just surviving instead of any long term strategy right now. Because I feel like I'm at the bottom after that. And when you're at the bottom, you gotta find a way to either survive or climb to the top. And I think I'm just gonna try and survive for a little while, whatever that entails.
Okay. So heading into this next round of auditions, who do you suspect Ty might have given his tokens to?
Uh, probably Nathan. Probably Nathan, and I can't remember who it was. Someone told me that someone else was wanting to keep Ty, but I'm assuming definitely Nathan. Which means I probably don't want to give him more tokens. Um, damn it, I really worked myself into a hole with that one. So yeah, I definitely think Ty gave it to at least Nathan.
Interesting. And do you feel like you're gunning for the sponsorship this time, or would you rather someone else win?
I'm heavily considering going all in, but at the same time, that might make me look really desperate. So I might just try to convince Danielle, Dre, and Hunter to give me some coins and see if that would potentially get me enough for the sponsorship. That way, I don't have to just go all in on my coins and not have any for later.
Okay. So there is a question for you of what is your true showmance between Swan and Glenn?
Um, wow, y'all just didn't even include Kathy in this conversation. That's fucked up. Like, I know I said I was neutral on her, but like, who needs love in a showmance, you know? Um, so the answer to that question is um, honestly, no, who needs a true showmance? I mean, I'm going to reinvent the game. I'm going to get to the end by showmancing the entire house, and none of them are going to be true. Is it ethical? No. Is it unethical? Very much so. Do I care? Actually, yeah, a little because I feel guilty. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't feel guilt. Um, okay, actually, God damn it, I'm bad at pretending to be a villain. But right now, Rob Lynn is winning the showmance war. Uh, the birds are. There's a lot of tension between us right now. You know, a lot of issues we got to talk through. You know, so Rob Lynn definitely winning right now.
So my last question for you, just very quickly, I want to run through kind of your remaining house guests and just kind of get a sense of how you feel they relate to your strategy currently. Um,
Um, so Ari and Hex. I'm just going to do whatever I can to get in their good graces and see if they still give me that alliance. Because I guess if they have an extra alliance with me, they probably won't worry that bad. And maybe if I can get Kathy in it, that would be good too. Um, Swan is absolutely a power player. Like he's good at Big Brother. So I'm just gonna see if he'll let me be his little minion. I will be his like little right hand man. I'm gonna repeat my BBD5 Ryan strategy, and hope that this time I can actually beat them when I get closer to the end, or maybe not. Honestly, I'm probably just gonna be flying off the seat of my pants for a little while, just like doing whatever I can to survive. which isn't good to be saying after the first cycle by any means. Um, but I'm hoping I'll make it work.
Okay. I'm gonna just go through some names of people I don't think I've heard you mention, just to get a sense of where your head is at.
Yeah,
Kathy.
maybe I hopefully working with her. I kind of want to keep that connection we've got, whatever it is, and maybe see if she can be in that little alliance with Hex, Ari, and I. If that still ends up being a thing.
All right, Leah.
Okay, so Leah's how you say it. Okay, I was pronouncing it the wrong
Oh,
way.
I don't know.
Oh, um, I'm trying to connect with her. It's gonna depend on how, like, if we can get some sort of connection. Because right now, I have no idea how to like have conversations with her. Like, we have like no. I don't think we have anything in common.
Okay. Um, Blinn.
Uh, as long as he doesn't break up with me, we should be good. I definitely want to keep him around. It helps that he's not as active as he was back then, so that might bring his threat level down a little bit. But yeah, Vlyn, I wanna keep around. I don't see myself ever going against Vlyn unless he goes against me.
All right, and Zeus.
Well, now that I know who Zyves is, um, I will absolutely try to get some sort of like better partnership there. Because God, I'm still so fucking embarrassed by that. Yeah, I will. I will definitely be trying to work more with him.
All right, thank you, Robin. Glad we got you on for this.
Yeah, sorry I had to keep delaying.
No problem, no problem. Well, always feel free to let us know if you ever want to do another one. And yeah, I guess that's all.
Yeah, if I last long enough, I will definitely try to do one a week or one a cycle. I mean,
Sounds good.
well, have a
Yeah,
good
you can
night,
head
y'all.
into the house now. Bye.
Yeah, see ya.